Hey everyone, welcome back to Mr. English Clips. I'm Michael.
And I'm Emily. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something very important in our everyday lives: money.
That's right. We all use money every day, but many English learners find it hard to talk about it naturally. Whether you're shopping, working, or saving, you'll need English words and phrases about money all the time.
Exactly. In this lesson, we're going to teach you how to talk about money in simple and natural English. We'll cover earning money, spending it, saving it, and useful expressions that people use in daily conversations.
Let's start with how we earn money. When we talk about our jobs, we can say things like, I work full-time, or I have a part-time job. You can also say, I earn money by teaching, or I make money online. These are natural and simple ways to describe what you do.
Yes, and if you want to explain how often you get paid, you can say, I get paid every week, or I get my salary once a month. You can even mention how much you earn. For example, I make around $500 a week, or I earn about $2,000 a month.
If you have your own business or work for yourself, you can say, I'm self-employed, or I have my own company. Some people say, I sell things online, or I run a small shop. These are very common phrases in daily English.
That's right. You can also talk about other ways you make money. Some people do freelance work, teach classes, or sell handmade products. You can say, I do extra jobs to earn more money, or I make extra cash by working online.
Now, let's talk about spending money. This is something everyone can relate to. You can say, I spend money on food, I spend money on clothes, or I spend money on travel. The word spend is very useful when talking about what you use your money for.
And don't forget about other useful verbs like buy, pay, and cost. You can say, I bought a new phone, or I paid $10 for lunch, or this bag costs $50. These words are essential for talking about shopping and prices.
If you want to say that you're careful with money, you can say, I try not to spend too much, or I'm on a budget. That means you're trying to control how much you spend.
Yes, and many people also say things like, I'm trying to save money, or I don't like wasting money. These are everyday expressions that make your English sound more natural.
When we talk about prices, we use words like cheap, expensive, on sale, or discount. You can say, this jacket was expensive, or these shoes were cheap, or I got a big discount.
And everyone loves to say, it was on sale. That's something we all like to hear.
Definitely. Now let's move on to saving money. This is a very important topic for everyone. You can say, I save money every month, or I keep my money in the bank. These are very common sentences.
When you are collecting money for something specific, you can say, I'm saving up for a new phone, or I'm saving up for a trip. That phrase, saving up for, is great for everyday conversation.
Yes, you can also say, I'm putting money aside, which means you are keeping a little bit of money for later. You can also say, I try to manage my money well, or I plan my budget carefully.
And some people say, I keep track of my expenses. That means they write down what they spend so they can control their budget. These are really useful habits and great phrases to learn.
If you don't like spending too much, you can say, I'm careful with money, or I don't like wasting money. Simple, but very natural.
Now let's talk about shopping. This is one of the most common situations where we use money. When you go shopping, you can ask questions like, "How much is this?" or "What's the price?" You can also say, "Do you take credit cards?" or "Can I pay with cash?"
If something costs a lot, you can say, "That's expensive," or "It costs too much." If it's cheap, you can say, "That's a good deal," or "That's very affordable."
And there are also some fun idioms about money. For example, "I'm broke" means you have no money. If something is very expensive, you can say, "It costs an arm and a leg." And if you want to say money is not easy to earn, you can say, "Money doesn't grow on trees."
That's a good one. Another common one is, "I'm saving for a rainy day," which means saving money for the future in case something unexpected happens.
Let's use some of them together. You can say, "I can't buy that right now because I'm broke," or "That car costs an arm and a leg," or "I always save money for a rainy day." These are very natural, everyday expressions.
Now let's talk about jobs and income. When someone asks what you do, they might say, "What do you do for a living?" or "Do you have a full-time job?" You can answer by saying, "I work as a teacher," "I'm self-employed," or "I run a small business."
You can also say, "I do freelance work," or "I work from home." These are common answers. You can add details like, "I get paid monthly," or "I work with clients from different countries."
Let's listen to an example of how someone can describe their relationship with money. Imagine someone saying, "I work full-time as a web designer. I get paid every month and I try to save some of my salary. I usually spend money on food, rent, and transportation. I don't like wasting money, so I plan my budget carefully. Sometimes I buy clothes online or go out with friends, but I always try to save for the future."
That sounds perfect. It's clear, simple, and very natural. You can use the same structure when you talk about yourself. Just change the job or the details.
Yes. For example, you can say, "I earn money by teaching online. I save a little every week and spend carefully. I like to buy useful things, but I never waste money."
Adding small details like what you buy or how you save makes your sentences sound more natural and real. You can also use numbers. You might say, "I spend about $10 a day on food," or "I save around $50 every month."
That's right. Using numbers makes your English sound more specific and confident. And don't forget to use frequency words like always, usually, sometimes, often, rarely, and never. For example, "I usually save money," or "I sometimes shop online," or "I never waste money."
Those small words make a big difference. They help your English sound smooth and fluent.
Now let's go over some useful questions and answers about money that you can use in conversations. You can ask, "How do you make money?" or "Do you save money?" or "What do you spend most of your money on?"
You can answer with sentences like, "I make money by working online," or "Yes, I save money every month," or "I spend most of my money on food and clothes." These are real, everyday sentences that English speakers use.
That's true. The best way to improve is to take these examples and practice them in your own way. You can even write about your own habits, like, "I work part-time and save half of my income," or "I spend carefully and plan my budget."
Here's a natural example you can follow. My name is Sarah. I work part-time at a store. I get paid every week. I spend money on food, transportation, and sometimes clothes. I try to save a little every month because I want to buy a new laptop. I don't like wasting money, so I plan my spending carefully. When I go shopping, I always look for sales and discounts. I think saving money is important for the future.
That's a perfect example for beginners. It has simple sentences, useful phrases, and it sounds like real English.
Exactly. You can copy this style and create your own version. Try writing a short paragraph about how you earn, spend, and save money.
Before we finish, let's share some quick tips. When you talk about money, use the present simple tense. I earn, I spend, I save. Use time expressions like every day, every week, or every month. And don't forget to add details. What you buy, how much you save, or what you're saving for.
That's right. And don't be afraid to speak. You can practice by recording yourself, listening to your pronunciation, and repeating the sentences until they sound natural.
Practice a little bit every day. Even 5 minutes of speaking or listening will help you improve your confidence.
Exactly. The more you practice, the better your English will sound.
Well, that's all for today's episode.
Thanks for joining us on Mr. English Clips. We hope you learned some useful ways to talk about money in English.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends who are learning English.
And tell us in the comments, how do you spend or save money? We'd love to read your answers.
Maybe we'll feature some of your comments in our next episode.
That would be amazing.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.